The holiday season brings the coolest and latest gadgets into all of our homes. So how can you stay cyber safe with them? Robert Jorgensen from Utah Valley University joining us right now. Right, we get a new device, that's the time to make sure we're safe, not after it's too late. So let's start with the firmware. What do we need to do with that?
So usually these devices have some kind of firmware update that provides sometimes additional functionality, but often improves security.
Okay.
So those devices have been sitting on the store shelves or in the warehouse for who knows how long, and there have been updates that have been pushed out. So when you get those new devices, I know you want to play with them right away, but take some time, connect to the website, update them, do whatever you need to do, and that'll get the latest security and functionality on them. Usually it'll fix a bunch of things too.
Okay, so good to know. Now how about new accounts? We'll probably have to create a couple new accounts coming up in the next week or so. So what can we do to safely do that?
So one of the things to do is make sure you're actually going to the site for the device that you need to do. You may want to consider creating another email account that's separate from the one you use for other things.
That's a good idea.
Just because if that account gets compromised, that's the kind of thing that spammers and phishers will use to send you things. So maybe create a second account, through Gmail or Hotmail or whatever you use, just for your devices and your other accounts, and then keep the one you use with your family and shopping and banking separate.
Okay, I like this one. Make sure you understand what the device stores and if it sends any data to the internet. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so a lot of these devices are going to store information, they're going to send information, and this is kind of like what we just saw with that story on Facebook, where the photos were available through the app. So a lot of times that device is going to store information about you. It's going to record things. It may record locations. It may record other things like that. And you want to keep that in mind. For some applications, that makes a lot of sense, like one that helps you navigate. But if you're looking at a game, why does it need to know where you are?
Okay, I like that. Now, what about with children? A lot of kids will be probably using new tech. So how do we protect them?
So, again, one of the first things to do is make sure you set those permissions properly.
Okay.
Don't allow it to have access to the photos or the camera if it doesn't need to. And then, tell them to be smart. Make sure you update those devices. And again, there's a lot of times when it'll ask, if the person using it is a child on some devices. If you say yes, it really limits the amount of information they can gather. Which
is so great, because it kind of helps out when you're not always there.
Yes.
Now, I like this when you're talking about watch what apps we've downloaded onto our tablet or our phone. So talk to us about how to safely do that as well.
So one thing is to get them from the official app store.
Okay.
Definitely. These ones you can get from other sites, maybe a little bit sketchy. But one of the things you want to do is make sure that you're downloading apps that you need and you're not keeping apps that you're not using, because all these apps have information. They have access to your data. They have access to your photos, your location, things like that. And so you want to think about what you're downloading and whether you need it or not. And if it's something you're not using or it's been abandoned by the developer, maybe delete it from your phone or tablet.
Okay, and then finally, we're out of time here, but be careful what Wi-Fi you're using when you do all of this downloading and processing.
Yeah, definitely do that. And it's tempting to use the store Wi-Fi, but maybe it's not the best place to download things.
Okay, good suggestions. Celebrate your new devices, but do it carefully. We do have more information online at abc4.com/GMU. Robert Jorgensen here from Utah Valley University. Merry